Yes, guys, and a welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102. We have some stunning news for you. You already worked half of it out. We've got something brand spanking new for you. But the Game On Challenge with Matt, it hasn't gone, it hasn't died, or anything like that, but it is on hold. Me and Matt had a long conversation about, we're getting to the end of it now, as in, it was getting a little bit stale, and so on and so on. So, you know, we said about, I think what it was is, I've really been into my my Peterborough game on the update, and I think Matt's been paying attention to that, and we almost said it to each other without asking. So we've started a brand spanking new game, the World King, we're calling it, the World King, and it's going to be very, very similar. It's going to be a journeyman save. We've got several leagues open. We've had about 4 sessions, and let me tell you, we've had 4 sessions, and we have completed season 1. So, Matt has started as Manchester City, and I have started as Real Madrid. Now, you're asking yourself, oh, fucking hell, they've gone with a real shitty fucking challenge there, haven't they? The update is very, very difficult. A lot of people know how difficult the update is. The plan of action is going to be to sort of dot around like we did on the ODB. Man City, Real Madrid are probably 2 of the teams that are very much on par. Man City start with more money, no doubt about that. They have a lot more money than what they do at Real Madrid. Real Madrid have a bigger stadium. Real Madrid have a bigger, I believe they've got a bigger financial concept in respect of what comes in. So there was a lot of pros and cons, and well, here we are. The update, we all know how difficult the update is. So just to cast your mind back on certain things about our game. So it is the April 2024 update. That's the most recent update, of course. It is the most recent patch from Nick, which is version 2.29. So that's 2 things. Also, we have our usual rules, non-wib-wob, minimum of 3 at the back, and that's on the defensive line. Must have 2 wide players. 7 transfers per CM season, no delaying, pulling out of a deal if we beat one another to a player, and any pre-arranged deals for our club don't count towards a quota. So, they are the rules. They are the rules. And, as I said, 3-4 sessions. And let's start with Matt then. Man City. Pretty much fairy tale for him because Matt managed to win the title. He won the title, and give him credit where it is due. He wasn't quite so fortunate in the FA Cup or the League Cup, but he won the league, which he did remarkably well. Definitely did remarkably well. For me, we won the league. We won the league as well. So we won the title. And pretty much a fantastic first season of both of us. You could argue, really, you know, we did, you know, we had the strongest squad, blah blah blah. But anyone that knows the update knows that means jack shit. The Spanish Cup, the Copa del Rey, we won it. So we won. We did what we needed to do, which was to win the cup, win the league, and then of course came the Champions League, and that went to. It went to Matt. It went to Matt because what Matt did is he did really, really well in the Champions League. And we'll see it right there. He knocked me out of the quarterfinals on penalties. Now, it's really interesting because I didn't realise that the update had the abolished away goals. I thought that was still in. I know it's a real life thing that the away goal rules doesn't count anymore, and I didn't know that until yesterday when he knocked me out the Champions League. Because you can see the first leg finished 1-1 in Real Madrid, second leg finished 2-2 at home, and then he did it on penalties. But I was not fucking happy. I was not fucking happy at all. Deserved something from that. I mean, the first leg, I didn't deserve it. I mean, credit where it's due to Matt. Don't get me wrong. Credit where it's due. Now, the signings here. Let's start with Matt then. Last season, he didn't take his full allocation of 7. Conor Gallagher. We all know Conor Gallagher is available to start the campaign. don't think he didn't have the greatest season for him, did he? Leon Goretzka, now I believe he has actually sold him. Quite surprised, but again, he didn't have a great season. So be it. Gustavo Sarr, he's not too bad actually. I actually forgot him. He didn't really get much game time, but and finally then, this Torino guy. Now he didn't do well. It's really funny because he didn't really, theoretically, didn't make no signings because none of them really were key players. But nevertheless, congratulations to Matt there. With the signings that he didn't make, really, the big thing though was it's Haaland. More about Haaland and co in a moment. This season he's made 6 of his 7. You see 7 there because Savio is a pre-arranged deal. He does not count as part of his 7. So Lafont was an absolute fucking steal. He spotted that got relegated, and he had a £1.9 million release clause. Absolutely stunning signing there. William Saliba, what a fucking man. We all know, anyone that knows the update knows what Saliba turns into. I've said this before, particularly on my own game, it's very easy to get blindsided by the uncapping of 20s. Saliba's a good example here. Look at him. It looks just a fucking monster. Fucking hell. But, great player. Amrabat from Fiorentina. That was a mistake, actually. He had that deal going through, and he meant to pull out of it, and you'll understand why in a moment. Arjan Ibrahimovic, don't think he's any relation to Zlatan, because he's not Swedish. I'd say he's got him more as a prosperous player. Decent player. Very, very decent player. Manuel Ugarte. Now, that's the reason why he wanted to... He should have pulled out that Amrabat, because Ugarte is absolutely stunning. Look at him. He looks an absolute beast. £45.5 million he paid for him. And finally, Adrian Rabiot. He got him on a Bosman from Juve. And then, that's where we're at. That is where we're at then with Matt. And he's all prepared. You can see we're at the start of the season. Charity Shield. Did he win the Charity Shield? I think he lost the Charity Shield. He won that World Club Cup I think for me, the objective in any season is the league, followed by the Champions League if you're in it, followed by the Domestic Cup. They're the 3 main competitions. And the reason I'm saying those 3 is because, like, season 1, Matt's in a lot more than I was in, or Matt's in England is in the League Cup, and so on and so on. But for me, I think this was the case in the ODB. It's always about the league. The league is absolutely paramount. So, Matt's money. Now, one of the features, of course, I've got on the ODB on this is I can look at fellow AI managers' bank accounts. I can also look at what their status is, squad status, and so on and so on. Doesn't affect me really with Matt, because Matt could tell me anyway. So Matt, right, and I said this before, Erling Haaland, I mean, look at him. It's just absolutely insane. Look at his season. 67 goals in 57, 11 assists, absolute monster. Matt tends to play the 4-1-2-2-1. You got Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, look at him. Look at the state of him. In all fairness, not as good a season as I thought he might have average rating wise, but 18 assists is not to be sneezed at. Rodri. Where's Rodri? Rodri, another beast, and I think within another season he'll look even more insane. Diaz. Now Diaz at the back, particularly now they've got Saliba. To have Diaz alongside Saliba, I mean, look, it's going to be an absolute mental defence. It really is. Then of course he's got Foden, Phil Foden. He really does have one hell of a team, and I think he'll certainly be favourites to the title. I even think, right, believe it or not, the Bayern Munich job came up, but he was still in the Champions League, and I know Matt was considering it. He asked me if I was. I'd already confirmed the title in Spain. I wasn't interested in it, and particularly at that time, timing was bad. Like sort of May is a difficult time to take it. So that is Matt. Matt is all set up for the new season. One more signing left. Over to me now. So, our 7 signings for last season. Now, season 1 is very difficult to get players. Raheem Sterling. To be fair to Raheem Sterling, he did really, really well for me. Certainly played his part. And he was unhappy at Chelsea. We brought in Thomas Strakoschka, the Brentford goalie. He's one of the players that's always available, so not really a marquee signing. Fabio Vieira, he looks good. He does all right. The injury prone was a bit of a concern. I feel that on the update, the injury prone of double digits isn't actually as terrifying as it is on the ODB. So Vieira, he'll be a squad player for me, no doubt about that. Danny Rodriguez. I've just chucked him in the resis actually. Danny Rodriguez, a youngster from the Barcelona C team. Tomiyasu. Looks alright. I think he'll be nothing more than a squad player. No doubt about that. Lookman. Again, squad player. And the marquee signing really for me was Bastoni. Bastoni did not have a good season for me. He really did it. 27-0. But it was, again, a bit like Matt, really. Very difficult to get a real marquee player in. Now, you've already seen some. Let's have a look now then at this season's. Now, of course, 2 of them are pre-arranged. So, theoretically, I've got 5 more signings left. Mbappe. There you see Kylian Mbappe. What a fucking monster. How well he's done for Paris Saint-Germain. They got to the Champions League final where they lost to Matt, of course. But he arrives on a free transfer. Let's quickly go to Endrick. Now, Endrick was already a pre-arranged deal for £45.5 million. I did sell Rodrigo in order to get Endrick because I know he wouldn't count. Now, Rodrigo should have gone for 80-odd million to PSG when the window opened. But PSG had already brought another player and the deal fell through. I was not fucking happy. Not happy at all. But I wanted the Endrick deal to go through. Endrick is here. Angelo was very, very happy with him. He won't start, but looks really, really solid. 48 million. And recently we brought in Axel Diasis. He was unhappy at Chelsea. Now, I was talking to you about the key players for Matt. Well, the key players for me, there's no doubt. It's, you've just seen Mbappe, but Junior was absolutely insane for me last season. He played at top last season. And he's going to sit a little bit deeper. And to be fair, I told you that I sold Rodrigo. He wasn't playing because the way I had it is I had Bellingham playing behind. I had Bellingham playing behind Junior. Bellingham, another one that looks really ridiculous. And then in attacking midfield, who did I have? It was an attacking midfielder. Who was it? It was him. Valverde. Now, I have made a really big change here because I'm using my kill machine. The change I'm making here is I'm not using a central midfielder in the middle of the park, which is right here. That was my last minute change. My defence. Now, the goalkeeper, what's his name? Courtois. He started with a 5-month injury, as did Milito. But Milito's back now. I mean, Milito, Rudiger and Bastoni, you do us quite a solid defence. Camavinga looks an absolute monster. He's got a high injury prone. Alaba, we gave him a new contract. We're ready. We are ready. I don't think we've got massive amounts of money, in all honesty. No, we haven't, you see. Now, talking of money, right, let me show you something. The income... So look at season tickets. Last month of July, nothing. The TV revenue was bizarre because I've got checked on season tickets in season 1. Now I didn't really know. I thought that means you'll get season tickets in July, season 1. You don't. You get it in about March, February. And it didn't dawn on me until sort of like last night after we'd finished. I couldn't work out why we didn't get any season tickets in June, July. You get them roughly in April, March, April you get them. And that's because you get them in season 1. As you can see, £67 million there. Good amounts on the gate receipts as well. So, season 2. Season 2 is upon us. the World King. Who comes up with these stupid fucking names? World King. Then on to part 2. In what it was an emotional time with the ODB, and I think we almost sort of convinced each other. But before I go, let's just have a quick look. Not that I think this will make any difference at all, because Matt was going to be higher than me here. I think there's no doubt about that. Matt will be higher. Let's have a look on the world. So Matt is 8th then with Man City, and I am 28th. And none of us are quite world class yet. And finally, one last thing I will look at before we go any further, and that is going to be selected leagues. Now, I said the world and their son are now involved in the league. You can see we've got some main European leagues all selected, and with additional background leagues of Argentina, Brazil, Australia, and the United States. Now, I put them in on purpose. I put them in absolutely on purpose. Hence why I called it World King. We've even got Greece. Greece is there if any of us fancy it. And, of course, Scotland. Greece and Scotland. So, that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, take it easy.